Alright, so if you're a Hilux fan, or honestly just someone who loves tough, reliable trucks, you're going to want to hear this. Toyota has finally started revealing details about the 2026 Toyota Hilux. And wow, this one feels like a big step forward while still staying true to what made the Hilux legendary in the first place. First off, let's talk about the design, because that's the first thing you notice. The 2026 Hilux looks tougher and more confident than ever. The front end is bolder, with a wider grille and sharper headlights that give it a more modern, aggressive look. It still clearly looks like a Hilux, which longtime fans will appreciate, but everything feels more refined and muscular. The body lines are cleaner, the stance is wider, and overall it just looks more planted on the road and off it. This is the kind of truck that looks just as good parked outside a cafe as it does covered in mud on a trail. Now, one of the biggest talking points for the 2026 Hilux is the engine, especially the move toward hybrid technology. Toyota is slowly electrifying its lineup, and the Hilux is finally getting that treatment. The hybrid setup is expected to improve fuel efficiency without taking away the power people expect from this truck. The idea here isn't to turn the Hilux into a soft city vehicle, but to make it smarter and more efficient while keeping it strong and dependable. You still get that solid pulling power, but with smoother driving and better mileage, which is a big win, especially for daily drivers. When it comes to off-road ability, this is still very much a Hilux. Toyota knows its audience, and they haven't compromised here at all. The 2026 model is expected to come with improved suspension tuning, better ground clearance, and enhanced traction systems. Whether you're dealing with sand, rocks, mud, or steep climbs, the Hilux is built to handle it without drama. Toyota has also focused on making off-road driving feel more controlled and confident, even for drivers who aren't hardcore off-road experts. It's tough, but it's also forgiving. Inside the cabin is where you really start to feel how much the Hilux has evolved. Older models were known for being practical but a bit basic, and the 2026 Hilux changes that story. The interior feels more modern and comfortable, with better materials and a cleaner layout. There's a larger touchscreen, improved connectivity for your phone, and smarter controls that are easier to use while driving. Everything feels more driver-focused now. You still get that rugged, work-ready vibe, but with a level of comfort that makes long drives much more enjoyable. Safety and driver assistance features have also been upgraded. Toyota is adding more smart tech to help with everyday driving, whether that's on highways or busy city streets. These features don't get in the way. They just quietly make the driving experience smoother and safer. It's the kind of upgrade that you might not think about every day, but you definitely notice when you switch back to an older model. Now let's talk pricing, because that's always the big question. While official numbers may vary by market, the 2026 Hilux is expected to be slightly more expensive than the outgoing model. That said, considering the new design, hybrid technology, improved interior, and added features, it feels like fair value. Toyota is clearly trying to balance modern upgrades with the Hilux's reputation for being a dependable long-term investment. This is still a truck people buy to keep for years. When you compare the 2026 Hilux to past generations, the evolution is obvious. Older Hilux models were all about toughness and reliability, sometimes at the cost of comfort and tech. The new Hilux doesn't make that trade-off anymore. It keeps the strength, durability, and off-road confidence, but now adds efficiency, modern styling, and a much nicer place to sit every day. It feels like Toyota has listened to both traditional Hilux owners and new buyers who want a truck that can do everything. So overall, the 2026 Toyota Hilux feels like a smart, well-balanced upgrade. It's tougher, cleaner, more efficient, and more comfortable without losing its identity. If you've been waiting for a Hilux that feels truly modern but still ready for hard work and adventure, this might be the one worth waiting for. Honestly, it's shaping up to be one of the most exciting Hilux updates we've seen in years.